Hi, this is Val with Folk Art Wings, and I just finished this journal and wanted to do a flip through. And I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I hope you do too. So what we've got right now is what you see is the beautiful ribbons. I've hand dyed most of them. They're all vintage, kind of a satin fabric, maybe a little bit of a silky feel to it. Just absolutely beautiful. Turned out really pretty. The colors are great, I think. So it's got a tie closure, as you can see. And one of the things I included was a bookmark. And I got this fabric tape that the color matches really well with this journal. I picked this up at a little craft store that I used to go to years, and oh my gosh, it was in the 80s that I bought this fabric tape. And then I made hand-dyed some lace and did a little rosette, and I have a brass quilt pin attached with a little flower there, and then we've got a little tag. And a goodie bag. It's got fabric swatches, flowers, safety pins, tags, play money, receipts, origami paper, butterflies, some string in different colors, stickers, some fussy cuts, lace, hand-dyed lace, little scraps, little stickers, a little wood cut out. That just is, a little bit of what's in here. There's quite a lot. And a printer paper with variegated green color that you can use. And then a backer board. This one's done with a calendar page and scrapbook paper that I sewed together and then laminated. And that gives a little smooth backing on any of the pages when you go to write that might have something 3D underneath, and that kind of balances your paper writing out. So I'll undo the ribbon ties, and you can see there's a substantial amount. It goes around twice. And this is the fabric. I absolutely thought it was so gorgeous. Let me get that out of the way. I'm going to move those to the side so when I open it, it won't be in the way. The fabric is gorgeous. This is the front, the back. Of course, it's big. 6 signatures. The spine is covered with this fabric, and then I did an overlay of some yellow cross-stitch fabric, some burlap, and then some of that fabric tape that I made the bookmark out of. And I used an orange thread to sew the signatures in. It's the 3 whole signatures. And like I said, there's 6 of them. And I just think it's a very beautiful piece. There's beads on each signature that dangle. Very pretty beads. And laces and, all vintage. Okay, I found these little clips, so I just added that. You can put it anywhere, but I just thought it was cute to add that. The inside, I've got scrapbook paper, and your signatures are mostly a cardstock. And I've sewn all around that and put a belly band on the first signature. And I used old play money. I used to work in a kindergarten as the aide, and I really loved it and didn't think I would. But I just prayed about it, and I went forward with doing something I didn't think I would enjoy, but I did. I thoroughly enjoyed it and fell in love with all of the children. And I also had to do recess and lunch lady duty. And I absolutely loved every minute, loved the children. Didn't think, I have a terrible memory. I could learn all of the children's names except for a couple of brothers that look so much alike. I'd always get their names mixed up, and I have to apologize. Anyways, the butterfly collage there. Coffee dyed paper. Pink printer paper. And I did a little swatch here of old book pages and writing paper and some vellum and a butterfly. And then this is a picture from a craft book, and I backed it with some old office paper that had been printed on one side. So I just put the print side towards this book page, and then I sewed all around it, and then did a little flower with a button in the center. I like doing these. I've sat down and did a lot of those one night. And then this is book page from a student's French book, and I just did a little offcut here for decoration. I have a friend that's a librarian. They went digital, and she gave me all of the library's index cards from one of her card catalogs. And so I collage on them, I dye them, I stencil, rubber stamp them. So just anything you can think of. I have so many, and I do offer them in my Etsy shop, which goes by the same as my YouTube channel. It's Folk Art Wings on Etsy. But anyways, I've got a little paper clip with assorted ribbons and strings and so on. And I just put this, attach this to this very old French book, students' French book page. And they wrote in the margins sometimes with pencil. And I always leave the notes. And I put some vintage lace down the side there. When paper gets this old, it usually gets fragile, but so I like to back it on something, or make the edge a little reinforced with offcuts or lace. That's tea-dyed paper. This is graph paper that I punched the edge. This is book page that I sewed all around and backed it with a solid piece of paper, little washi tape. This is eco-dyed paper, and I use Plant Life from the yard. My husband's an avid gardener, so I have just a wealth of greenery to choose from, and sometimes I'll press leaves or blossoms and use those too. And I punched the edge of it. This is baker sheet paper, and you can see all the color. I hope that shows up. Lots of pink. This one's got a lot of pink and brown. A little bit of pale yellow. And it's very crinkly. I punched the edge. It's very sturdy after it gets baked. But what happens is when I'm doing dyeing of pages, whether it's eco or tea or coffee, I'll take each piece and start making a stack on baker sheet paper that's lined a sheet pan, and then I bake it in the oven for a long time and keep close watch on it. The baker paper leaches a lot of the dyes from the papers that I've layered on it, and it bakes it into the baker's paper and gives it texture, and that texture builds up a strength in it. And you can write on it, you can tear it, you can cut it, you can do whatever you want on it, but it's still sturdy. I've got an acquaintance friend years ago that did pen and ink architecture drawings, and so this is on craft paper, and I bought some at a yard sale, and I punched the edge. A lot of writing space throughout the journal. I did pen and ink drawing here, and punched the edges. I did some rubber stamping of butterflies on this old children's writing paper, children's drawing paper, eco-dyed paper, pale on this side, very dark on this side. You can feel the stem impressions. The leaf is large. I can't remember what leaf I used in this one. It looks to me like it's maybe the fig leaves. And then I throw flower petals in and that kind of thing. This is a fold out of atlas paper. And this is cardstock weight, and it's the center of the signature. And I decorate it with some note paper there, and it's sewn all around. Same thing on this side, but I left that one for you to decorate in any way you want. On the inside, I use the index cards for my pockets, and they've been eco-dyed and collaged on the front. I've got 1930s lace on the bottom edge, and in the pockets they're stuffed. So I have some linen paper, a piece of, it's an offcut. I punch the ends on them. A little piece that's on fragile children's dictionary book page. And so I backed it with another piece of book page to make it sturdy. And it says, "See this fairy? Fairies are make-believe people." That's part of a children's dictionary. I thought that was cute. And this is a book plate. It's a sticker. And then I took a tag and collaged on it with cheesecloth and different book pages. And I had eco-dyed the card with coffee and plant life. And put a little decoration on the top, made a little corner pocket. And in that corner pocket is, this was aggravating. I did send off for the purchase of some old stamps. And what I got were reproduction stamps. And it never said reproduction on the description. So I thought I was getting authentic. You know, it didn't cost me much, so I kept them. And a French flashcard, and then an offcut, and just tuck those into that pocket. And they all go back in here. And then I have an envelope in the very center. And it opens from this side and this side, but this is easier to remove. And we've got a lot of little offcuts that are, you know, folded up, or they've been punched on the edges. This is stenciled. And then this is a fussy cut flower that I sewed it to a card and inked it. And I'll put that back in the envelope. Very cute. This pocket has some different pieces too. That's an offcut. This is sewn all around. An offcut from a calendar. Another fussy cut that I sewed and then inked the cardstock. This is a reproduction of one of the cards in the checkout pocket of the back of a book, so I scanned that. And then, I don't know where this came from. I think a book, because I buy books if I can find them that have unusual things printed in them. And so I thought that was cool. And now we're on the back side, and I've already described most of these papers, so I'll just flip through them. Punched on the edges. This one's a little different, little collaging, some sewing. Okay, now we're at the end, and I've got that play money that's been eco-dyed and a butterfly collage. It says Grace. I've got some eco-dyed paper. Very pretty, different hues in it, a little bit of pink tone to it. Very pretty. And then with some parchment cardstock. These aren't hard to get in, but it's hard when you're trying to do it with one hand. Some eco-dyed paper and coloring book paper. Okay, second signature. I've got some very old lace, ruffled lace there. It's an offcut. And then on some very pretty scrapbook paper. And I had sewed down an envelope that flips out, so it gives you more writing space. And in that pocket, some coloring book page, dragonflies. So an offcut. I scanned dogwood leaves when they turned red in the fall. I thought that was so pretty, and I put it on parchment. And then some note paper that fits right in this wonderful envelope, which is a linen paper envelope. Okay. And then on this book page, which has been heavily coffee dyed and baked in the oven, I did a tuck spot here with a fussy cut that I sewed down, inked around the cardstock. And this is another one of the 3x5 index cards that I have. You can get these anywhere, so I don't offer them in my shop. They're easy to find. If they're not, you can get in touch with me and message me through my Etsy shop. And I will get some for you and put them up for sale if you're interested. But they're readily available at any office supply store. And what I do is I take little strips that are left over from projects and I sew them, I glue them down, then I sew on them. You can see the sewing on the other side, and I think it just has a lot of personality and adds to using book pages and scraps and, you know, whatnot that's around the house. I took a large book page and made a pocket with some vintage ribbon, a little picture from an calendar. And in that pocket, I've got an offcut from some paper dividers and an old office book. It came from my father's old office supplies that he had left over from when he was working. And I'm over 70, so you know this is very old because he didn't get rid of anything. He was a pack rat like me. And this is a page from an almanac, Farmer's Almanac. My husband always gets those because it tracks your weather and what to expect for the coming year when you plant. I like to cut out of his seed catalogs. You can see these are all veggie products. It's not flowers, it's vegetables. And I cut each square out, and then I do some sewing. And I have a lot of these in different colors, so I use them just for the fun of it to add in. And they do tear. You just have to use a little pair of scissors to snip the thread at the joint where they join together. This is a reproduction of some hand-painted furniture pieces that I did. So I just photographed it and then scanned it into my printer. So you can use anything you've got around the house if you've got a printer. This is an offcut of some yellow parchment paper. This here is eco-dyed paper. It's one of my favorite papers. I'll be sad to see the end of it because you just can't get the same thing again. You would have to, everything would have to be the same. Your paper, your plant, how long you cooked it, how long you let it dry out, when did you take it out of the dye bath and put it into the oven, how long did you bake it out? Oh, it's just so much. But you can see these are ferns. And you can see all the little teeny, I'll hold this up. See all the it's like little fibers. It's just all the veins from all of the little pieces that come out. And then I also, once in a while, get some worm wood plant in there, and you'll see a little full leaf here and there too. But I just think it's beautiful. Look at the color. It's that acid yellow like, and then this is all in the neutrals and a hint of green or lime in it. I just love it, absolutely. I love all the process of dyeing things and seeing the results. This is an eco dye bath too, with a real pretty little sticker there. A book page, and I put some crocheted lace on it and backed it some office paper. This is just a little place that's a little journal card for you to write on. And this is coffee dyed paper. Some more of that Eco Dye bath, and I did the florets at the top of a sedum plant. And there's 3D texturing here. It feels like a piece of suede. Just absolutely, the imagery is beautiful. And the color. Turn it this way so the florets are up in the right position. And then there's paper clips along the way with different ribbons. This is pink printer paper punched on the edge. And my pen and ink printed on parchment paper. This is coffee dyed paper. This is a large book page here. I've got a little fussy cut sewn on linen cardstock. Sorry, I'm searching for my words. The pocket is out of a book page, and it's attached to a French book page. And then we've just got an offcut in a paint chip with backed with book page, and I sewed all around it. And then I took this image out of a calendar and sewed that down too. They don't make paint chips that size anymore. Cardstock with a fussy cut sewn down. Little paper clip with velvet, yellow velvet ribbon. That's very old. Graph paper punched on the edge. Music sheet paper. That's from about the 40s. And it's been punched. Some of that baker sheet paper. This is from a needlepoint book, and it's showing how to do candle wicking and the pattern. They had patterns, full-size patterns in the book, so I used those. This is heavy coffee dyed recipe book. This is French book page, and it's in its natural age color. And I've got a cute little, excuse me, let me take a sip of water. It's allergy time right now. Spring and fall here are bad. Anyways, cardstock with a little fussy cut sewn down on French book page. And a little piece that you can write on. Book page with a little tab on it. Flips out. Writing space. Another Janet Marsh book page. She illustrated wild life, insects, mostly caterpillars, everything like that you would find in your garden, and plant life, and wrote about it. And like Edith Holden, similar, but anyways, beautiful work. I love her work. Isn't it gorgeous? And I punched the edge. This is an old blank book page, and I heavy eco-dyed it. Then I baked it in the oven on a pizza pan that has holes in it, and I get this result. And I punched the edge, and it's very heavy. That's the middle. And like I said, I have beads on your signature ties. Janet Marsh again. Quickly book page with a tab. That's grass paper. A flip out for you to write on with that old vintage French paper. Isn't that pretty? I sewed that little image down. And the recipe book, needlepoint, the baking sheet, the music sheet, graph paper, French book page. Put some antique lace on it. Heavy coffee dyed paper. Just punched 2 holes and tied a little ribbon. Parchment paper again. Pink coffee dyed. Office paper sewed to book page. And then I just collaged here. Eco-dyed paper. The eco-dyed fern paper. And I added hand-dyed crocheted lace that's vintage. Book page for the pocket, sewn all around. And then I cut out a little image from my calendar and sewed that down. Well, no, this one's not sewed down. And then we have different offcuts and so on. We have a folded piece of coloring book page. Okay. Let's see. A folded piece of note paper that's lined and offcut. We've got some vellum in it that's got a pattern on it. So pretty. An offcut of cardstock. An offcut of some craft paper cardstock. And then this is parchment that I just did a rubber stamp on. And on the other side, you can see that heavy coffee dyeing again on this book page. And then I love black and white imagery, and so I thought that was really pretty to put on the inside. And it's tacked down with, of course, it's glued down, but it's tacked down with some washi tape to bring some pop of color. And now we're on to the third signature. Pretty papers, I think. Okay, book page pocket, decorated with vintage lace and a little cutout. And in that, and it's the pocket is sewn all around and attached to a book page. This is heavy, handmade paper, and it's in kind of a bronze color. It's got a metallic look to it. Then we've got an offcut of some eco-dyed tea paper, tea stained paper. You see some stems and leaf patterns. We've got two tags. One is cardstock with a little ribbon at the top, and then this is one of those library index cards that I did some collaging of book page and then butterfly on the top. And a little paper ruffle on the back side of that book page. Then we have ledger paper, and I did a little flip up here of different papers. And on the back, it's all blank, that ledger paper, so you can write on that. And of course, you can write on the ledger side too. Writing paper, some coffee dyed, little butterfly. This is graph paper on one side, writing paper on the other, and it's in, all the print is in a light brown on the cream background. I think it's just so unique. I love that. This is a colorful page out of a children's book. Children's writing paper, and I did rubber stamp a little butterfly. This is parchment paper. I punched the edge and did some stenciling and put a little rhinestone on it. This is children's drawing paper, and I just did a little section of an ABC strip from an art book. And I've got a paint chip here as a journaling spot. I cut this image out of a magazine, sewed it down, sewed all around the paint chip card, and added some yellow dyed crocheted cotton lace, backed it with book page, and that goes right here in the paper clip that's got a little tie on it. And this is music sheet paper that I've sewn all the way around and attached one of the fragile dictionary pages, one of the children's dictionary pages down to it. And I just see how beautiful it is. The color's great. I love the type and the illustrations too. Office paper sewn down to a book page. And we've got some little flip up here. Pink printer paper. This is eco-dyed paper. And this has a wood and paper collage on it. Little wood cutout. This is children's book page. And we've got a journaling spot here, sewn all around and attached with a paper clip and some ribbon to children's book page. Then we have one of the index cards, and I did offcuts of paper and then a vintage ribbon that I ruched and sewed down. And in that and that's attached to a book page. And in that is this fold out of a print. I think it's lovely. And another piece offcut of the reproduction of my hand-painted piece. A journal card and a sticker. Looks pretty in the pocket. And on this side of the book page, it was a black and white photograph. I didn't care for it too much, so I just collaged on it. Gave you a little more writing space. This is tracing paper. This is an image from a atlas book. And on the other side is a little illustration. And so I kept that. It's in pencil. You can cover it up or erase it if you don't like that. Book page. This is a floral design book. I took a page out and sewed it to this image from a calendar. I thought the bird and the colors were so pretty, so pretty. This side of the calendar page, I left, it's smaller than the floral design book page, and so I left this edge as a pocket, and you've got origami paper and a journaling spot where I sewed down a little image. And I backed the book page from the floral design book to a regular book page, and it kind of reinforces it, makes it a little stronger, and then sewed a little sticker down, and then sewed around, just on the edge of the book page. And then we've got book page. We're on the back side now of that signature. So atlas, tracing, book page. On this side gave you writing space, and then on this side we've got a collage at the top. Flower fairies, it says. Real cute little antique crochet lace that I dyed. And, of course, one of my index cards from the library. And then we have an image of two little fairies down at the bottom. And we have a little piece of note paper and a collaged piece of a journal card. And then we have two tags. This one's made out of one of the index cards, and it's backed with writing paper that's very, very old. And then I did some vintage lace and a medallion, and the picture in the center comes from a seed catalog. Very pretty. And then this journal card, I just attached a cutout and sewed it down and put a little ribbon at the top. And the children's book page, we've got eco dyed, just beautiful. It's pinks and yellows. And book page for a pocket here that's been sewed down to another book page. And in this pocket we have an offcut from coloring book page, a tablet with writing space, eco dyed paper, and then a tag that I got during scrapbooking period of my life, and I never did do any of the scrapbooking. I just had a few materials, and so I'm using them up in my journals. And then this is handmade paper. I ruffled it and sewed it to the paper, pink page. And this is office paper that's been attached and sewed down to the book page. And we're back to that children's dictionary page. It's been sewn all around and attached to the music sheet. And we have a cute little paper clip decorated with two tags. And there you have imagery sewn down, and it gives you journaling spots. And the old children's drawing paper, and I added a seed catalog image. And I put For Life's Nicest Things. My eye fell on that in one of the magazines I had, so I cut that out, put it on here. Punch the edge of some parchment, and then a little rhinestone center of that flower that I stenciled. Children's writing paper, book page punched on the edge. The graph paper backed by writing, and then I just put a little sticker on it. Same thing here, just a little layering there on coffee dyed paper. That's just a little piece of washi tape attached to writing paper. Same thing here. The ledger paper, book page, and some washi tape sewn all around to make the pocket here, lace at the end, pretty little collaging there. And in that I've got some offcuts, different weights of paper, little journaling card from one of the library index cards, and I collaged it with the butterfly, and then a game card. All of it matches the journal. So cute. Now we're on to the end of that signature and the beginning of the next. This is number 4, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, number 4. You can see there's plenty of paper. It's chock full. You can empty all the pockets and start fresh and use them wherever you need them. Just toss them in a little tray on your writing desk. But anyways, we've got a little decoration on this cardstock. Both pieces are heavy cardstock. We've got an old envelope. It says "Kind of Happiness" collaged. And inside that envelope, which is attached to a recipe book page, we've got cardstock, a game scorecard, and a journal card tucked in the pocket. You can see how everything ties in together with the colors. So pretty. Okay, and this book page is sewn top and bottom to attach a belly band on this side. And we've got an offcut of handmade paper. It's textured. And some craft paper lined on one side, plain on the other. And a piece from a notepad that matches the journal. Carries on that butterfly imagery. And a French card, flashcard. And we've got heavy coffee dyed music sheet paper. Isn't that pretty? Turned out so nice. And I punched the edge. This I just used pinking shears on the edge, and it's coffee dyed book page. This is wallpaper. You can tell from the 80s because it's a sponged image. And I did a little collage there and sewn down the edge. We've got a pocket on this side with book page and a beautiful pen and ink illustration. And the wallpaper's got a backing of a book page. It is fragile, so if you use that as a pocket, you have a double pocket if you want. This is a timesheet card. I'll show you how it does fit in. And a collaged tag. Some origami off-cut paper with a little image sewn on it. And then a little journal card, same thing, a little image sewn on it. You can see how the colors work together so well. This pink paper with one of my florets with an old button. A little tuck spot on the top corner of this book page. Everything's been sewn around. And we've got, oh, that got wrinkled a little bit. There, we'll flatten it out. The book will iron it out, won't it? Parchment paper offcut, and an offcut of cardstock, and a flash card. An old flash card. So pretty. And there's a side pocket here. By the way, I sewed everything. So you pull that out, and you've got this wonderful little image sewn down to, it's covered in some decorative paper. The image is cut out and sewed down, and it's all attached to one of those index cards, and it's got a little ribbon on the top, and that goes right here in the side. And this pocket is formed out of music sheet paper, and it's got one pocket, two pockets. So in the first pocket, I've got a collaged card, journal card, large one. And this is from an old calendar desk pad. And it has illustrations and writing space and this blank on the other side. So I put a little label there, and that's cute. More writing space. And then we have a little tag backed with music sheet paper. This image is from a book. It's beautiful, isn't it? Daffodils. And this is watercolor image and a 3x5 card. We'll tuck those all in. So cute. Big collage here. Children's book page. So colorful and beautiful illustrations. Punched on the edge. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? German student book page. Some tracing paper. Calendar page. Look at the colors. And those are sewed down to scrapbook paper, which gives you all that writing space. You've got writing space here, and I just took and decorated a little piece here where I stamped some butterflies and attached it to craft paper. Baking sheet paper, and it's dyed. Music sheet paper punched on the edge. Needle crafting book page, and I did a rosette out of some antique cotton lace. And more music sheet paper, smaller in size, punched on the edge. A little flash card that gives you, with a little paper clip and ribbon, and it gives you more writing space. Coffee dyed paper, French book paper, naturally aged. Coffee dyed stationery with a butterfly on it, and that's your center. And of course, we've got beads. Okay, we're on the back side of that signature, so real quick, that's the French book paper, the coffee dyed, the little music sheet paper, the needle crafting, the more music sheet, and you can see they're all punched or cut on the edge. Baking sheet paper, craft paper, and then that calendar page backed with the scrapbook paper sewn down, and one of the Psalms is printed on the inside there. If you don't care for that, you can cover it up. Otherwise, you can use it as a focus on your journal. Tracing paper, the German book page, the children's illustrated book page. Collaging on the back of that book page and on the front. And then we have a little flip out. Pink paper, a pocket attached. That's the smaller paper that you see on the other side, and it's attached to the wallpaper that's sponged. And we have some off-cut eco paper and a paint chip with back to on book page sewn all around, and a little floral image from my husband's sea catalog, one of his sea catalogs. And then we have heavy coffee dyed needle workbook, and that heavy coffee dyed music sheet. Writing space, it's glued down to a farm supply catalog page. And then we have our belly band on this side, and tucked in that is half of a children's writing paper, an offcut. This is really not an offcut. This is a page from an end piece of a paperback book before it starts, and it's the dedication page. And on the back it says, an aim in life is the only fortune worth finding. And that is so true, so true. You can be my age and still not know who you are, which is sad, but yet it also can be positive that you're still exploring. Grass paper tucked into a belly band. And then we have some decorative pieces, game card, coloring book page, and a beautiful image from floral book. And I paper clipped it to this belly band. And then we have a butterfly swatch at the top of this page, and we're at the end of this signature, and it's been decorated here. So pretty. Very pretty papers. This is a page from Janet Marsh's book. You see the illustrations, just beautiful. We've got some tracing paper, and I did some pinking shears on the edge. This is a page from the atlas that I used previously, and it's sewn on the edge to reinforce it this time. This edge was a little more fragile. We've got a flip up. This is a pen and ink I did. Note papers, end caps of papers. Book page that I dyed in an eco bath, and I dyed this lace along with it. That way you get the same tones. That book page is blank on one side, so it makes for a great writing space. Graph paper, heavy coffee dyed parchment, writing paper, punched the edge. Music sheet paper that I folded up and made a pocket. And we have an eco dyed bath book page again. And this wonderful original. All of the eco-dyed papers are originals. They're not copies. I hate letting them go, but they're so beautiful. I have to put them and share them. I mean, what's the point of holding on? But see that fern printed on it? If the papers are always lighter on one side, more strong, more strength of the personality of the plant on one side. And this is a little piece of cardstock that you can make into a booklet with some of the papers that I include in the pockets, if you want to make a booklet out of it. And I'm sorry to stop. I have to take a sip of water. Allergy time. Okay, ledger paper, not ledger paper. This is lined paper with graph paper on the other side. Another pocket that I made. I call these my t-shirt pockets. They're real easy to make out of a sheet of scrapbook paper, typing paper, whatever you've got on hand. And you can have it open on the end here or tuck things in here. And it's decorated. I actually do have a tutorial for that. And I've got a collage journal card. And one of my index cards that is eco-dyed, got the paper, the cloth tape on the end, and all the little strips, and really cute collaging. And green linen paper sewed down to an image from a book page actually. Textured paper and a beautiful, beautiful, deep, deep red copper. Metallic. Little paper clip there. Collaged with a butterfly. On this side, little butterfly collage. This is a book page folded in half because it's old. The paper's a little bit fragile, and so I folded it, sewed this image to it, so it's really 3 layers, and it's got a lot of sturdiness to it, and it's very pretty. And that goes in one of these. Oh, I know where it goes. I'm putting it on that side. Looks cute with that butterfly. I did the double pocket out of music sheet paper here. I'll show you what's in it. And so you have a tuck spot with a pocket back here, another pocket, another pocket, another pocket. That's 4 that you can use. So in that back pocket, I've got a little offcut. This is a book page with a poem and artwork, little ribbon attached. Little tiny bag. I've got one of my, this is Japanese maple, a red maple, and it's sandwiched in between wax paper and fused. Little experimenting. Parchment paper and a little tag with an image sewn and some old ribbon attached. And then that's the book page, the music sheet page, and you can see the sewing. Heavy coffee dyed dragonfly stationery, coffee dyed paper, eco dyed. This is definitely fig leaf. Can you see how big it is? The big stem. Light on this side, intense on this side. Little origami pocket folded for the corner here. And just a little, this has got a brad attachment with all these different sort of little offcuts that you can use throughout your journal. And then a little tag that's been tea-dyed, rubber stamped, and antique buttons sewn on. This is book page. Back to another book page, and then I put a notepad paper on top for writing space. Little washi tape holding it down. We've got a calendar page turned into a pocket on either side for the center of this signature. And so on this first pocket, we've got that children's dictionary, a cutout. This is fern, because I do use ferns in my eco dyeing. And I thought it went good with the idea of fairies and butterflies and wings. This is heavy cardstock, green cardstock that's a linen. watercolor, a journal card, and just a little journal card here with an image of a leaf. And it says, act justly, love mercy, walk humbly on the inside, and I've sewn all around it. Pocket on this side, collaged, an offcut of writing paper, handmade textured paper, antique important message memo pad paper, and one of the index cards collaged on with that beautiful hydrangea little tab on it. And that all goes, oh, in the pocket. I lost track of where was that. How'd that happen? Oh, handmade paper. It's a heavy cotton weight, like heavy cold pressed watercolor paper with the little petals in it, and it's attached to book page that's been coffee dyed. And then I did a little swatch of book page, little offcuts and little torn pieces and different tones, and sewed that down. And this is very, very old children's play money, very old. Ego dyed paper with some antique lace on it. Coffee dyed. That dragonfly stationery, and I just did a little image there and a little swatch here and some antique ribbon. Book page. This is a belly band that's just a lovely belly band attached to book page, and a butterfly collage in it. We've got parchment, a page out of a cookbook. They're always handwritten like this from my aunt. Cardstock offcut and a scorecard for a game. Okay, and on this side I made a pocket out of the book page and added some more of that old pink ruffled lace that I had. I think it's in the first signature. And then did a little cluster flower with its hand stitched with a little old button on it. In the pocket, we've got a piece from the notepad. These are all sticker labels. This is strips of offcuts just that would have been thrown away, and I quilted on here on another book page. A lot of fun. And that's one of my t-shirt pockets again. This is the back side. We've got a paper clip with ribbon in it. We've got 2 journal cards and another actual journal card to write on. That goes in that paper clip. And then on the pocket side, we have a piece from a calendar and the grass paper, a tag with game card and a little swatch in there that's been sewn, and a little image paper clipped on this side. Then we have that graph paper, writing paper, music sheet paper. This is the back side of your signature, so I'm going to go quickly. Writing paper, parchment paper that's been dyed. It's got a pocket, scorecard, and an image that I cut out and glued down to book page. So I'm trying to use scraps and book pages. And some labels. Says ideas, thoughts, and writings. And graph paper. We've got book page that's been hand dyed with the lace. We've got atlas paper that is just very, very colorful. I think flows great with the journal, and I sewed down the edge. Tracing paper, Janet Marsh illustrated book page. And the end of that signature, we have the last signature. And I just lit the papers throughout. Some craft paper, some of that baking sheet paper. Isn't that lovely? Look at the color. So pretty. Coffee dyed paper. This is from an art book, and it's attached to a book page. And then another book page is attached by sewing it down with a little bird on it, and it's another book page. And then this is the cotton heavy weight art paper with the flower petals. And that's an offcut and another book page that is sewn to another book page, and then I stenciled on it, sewed all around. And we have an offcut from writing paper, children's writing paper, and a beautiful tag. Children's book page. That's from the Needlecraft book. It's got a pocket on this side. And we have some scrapbook paper, some drawing paper, cardstock, and book page that's folded, and you can make an envelope out of it. It's been eco-dyed and sewn all around. 2 pages together. Heavy eco-dyeing here with a collage up at the top. Beautiful paper. And we have map paper, little collage, book paper, book page, and we've got folded writing paper in the pocket, and some cardstock that's been decorated for a journal card, and another journal card. And it says ideas. And we've got writing paper flip over, 2 sides there, onto a catalog from the farm supply. And eco-dyed paper, wallpaper from the 30s or 40s, really cute teapot image. And this is a page with a seed catalog image and paper clip to the top. Book page, children's book page, and I punched the edge. Coffee dyed paper. I just put a little art image on this book page to sturdy it. And on this side is construction paper made into a pocket, and it's all sewn down with a little punched edge at the top. And in that, we've got a little flip up of all these offcuts, about 10 maybe, game papers, watercolor, one of the index cards decorated from a book, another book page, and eco-dyed paper. That all tucks into that little pocket. Chock full of writing spaces and things that you might need. Printer paper in pink, little pockets sewn from an index card and then collaged on the edge, attached to a calendar page. And we have a folded piece of writing paper, very old though. Craft paper with lines on one side, plain on the other. Watercolor paper into a journal card with a butterfly on it. Book page that I've eco-dyed. And then a little tag. Real cute little tag. And that's the back side of the calendar page. Now we have another pocket collaged. And in that we have a page from an almanac. Just reinforced with writing space. And we have an offcut with great color and a collaged journal card. Pink paper, book page, little sticker here. Coffee dyed, children's book page. The colors are great. I just love the punching on the edge. And the wallpaper with the teapots. Eco-dyed paper, the farm supply catalog page, and I just added the strip and put a flip up of eco-dyed paper and sewed all around it. Have it decorated with washi tape. These are flip ups, several different types of paper, handmade linens and so on. Paper clip down and removable, and then parchment to extend that page. And this is a book page, piece of map, heavy eco-dyed, very heavy. I forget what leaves. I think that's a rose petal. Very pretty. The colors are great. Tucked into this book page is a little corner library pocket. And I've got a book page that's been eco-dyed attached to that pocket. And then I have a little square from the Children's Dictionary and a journal spot where I decorated one side of the index card. library index cards in a library pocket. I think that's cute. This is heavy, heavy, heavy eco-dyed with a butterfly collage. Paper clip with some yellow yarns. Book page, children's book page. The color's so good. The graphics are so nice, I guess I should say. This belly band is on book page from an art book. And tucked in that is that handmade paper, the craft paper, parchment that's been rubber stamped, an offcut, and a fussy cut sewn to cardstock for a journal spot. And then the belly band is collaged with a butterfly and book pages. Oh, my head's not in the camera. Sorry about that if it is. Okay, coffee dyed paper, the baking sheet paper. Can you see that color? Isn't that beautiful? Craft paper, and we're at the end of that signature, and that's the end of the journal. And you can see it's chock full, and plenty of little accessories on it. Use them or not, that's up to you, but they're included. And so we have our backer card too, our little printer page, and the bookmark, and a little goodie bag, and then the ribbon tie. So there you go, loaded. That's it in a nutshell. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. Come and visit me on YouTube with Folk Art Wings, or on Etsy with Folk Art Wings is the name of my shop. Thank you very much. That's it in a nutshell. Bye-bye.